Yeah, that's right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Ladies Night. Don't ask me why I got a big smile on my face. I feel like I'm in the mood.
It's called.
Welcome to Ladies Night, where you get the woman's insight. I'm your host, First Lady Tammy. It's so nice that you joined us for this very, very good and interesting topic that we got going on here. Back for the new year. I wasn't here on the first one, but I'm here now, and I'm excited to get this started. So not only am I here, but I also have my lovely ladies that are also here. So if I could bring them in, my lovely ladies. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Good evening. Hello, everybody.
So I typically will introduce people, but I kind of want everybody to introduce themselves. So we're going to start at the top with Miss Queen Dom, and we're going to take it around. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's.
No, we're starting with Dom. Thank you. Put me back.
Okay. Go ahead, Dom.
No, I am the Queen Dom. No. Hi, guys. I'm here. Rollers in my.
Oh, that was epic.
Mrs. M3. Oh, you're muted.
I didn't know she was done. Hi, everyone. I am Mrs. M3, also known as K. Marion, and welcome to Ladies Night. Hey.
Luann.
It's Ladies Night, and I'm feeling right. Ow. This is Luann Love, the one and only, and welcome to Ladies Night. Dom, please, I'm so happy that you're here tonight because I know I'm about to laugh.
Hi. I don't know, because I'm a little high, so I might be a little.
Girl, me too, girl.
I gotta save it for, the brunch time next Saturday. Gotta save my energy. In case you guys didn't know, brunch time next Saturday, 12 p.m.
Thank you, guys. And then we have.
Hi, my name is MzTy. I'm the host of RedLipstickVibes podcast.
Welcome.
Then we have Queen.
Hello, ladies.
And lastly, but not least, we have the blooming Ebony.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kris, and I have a channel called The Blooming Ebony. I hope you guys enjoy tonight's show.
All righty. I'm so glad to see you guys again on Ladies Night. I haven't been on here in a while, and gosh, I feel like this is all brand new. But I'm excited about the topic that we got for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Our topic is about loyalty. And when is enough enough? That is the topic that we have today. Did that pop up? Because I'm over here moderating and hosting and doing two things. There we go. Loyalty, when is enough enough? This is going to be really, really good. If you want to subscribe, definitely subscribe. Definitely hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you can keep coming back and know what we are doing. So, is everybody ready to get right into our topic? All righty, so we are going to start with the first question, which is, what does loyalty mean to you? So we're going to take it to Queen Dom Mrs. M3, Luann, MzTy, Queen, and then Kris, and then of course I will go last. So Queen Dom, what do you say to question number 1? What does loyalty mean to you?
Ooh, that question is always hard to answer in words, you know, because different situations, I don't know, you could do something, but depending on the situation, it might not be disloyal, you know? So, but I think loyalty just means that every time you do something, and you're thinking about the other person as the person you're supposed to be loyal to, you know, every time you do something, you're doing something, you're thinking about, is it going to affect that person? You're thinking about how to do right by that person. Now it doesn't just doing anything blind and stupid because you're my friend or whatever, you're supposed to be loyal. But I think it's just, you know, it's hard to say that. If you are an honest person and you stick to your guns and you do not change how you feel, what you feel, no matter what, you're going to automatically end up being a loyal person. Because if you don't change how you feel, then when someone does something or says something about someone who you're supposed to be loyal to, you're not change how you feel because you're loyal. So I don't know. I think loyalty just means, you know, having somebody's back and being honest with them, being there for them, not, you know, being passive aggressive, not playing both sides of the fence. You got to choose a side and you stick to it. Like, that's loyalty. This is who I'm riding with, no matter what. Even if they do something stupid, I'm gonna let them know. We're not just letting people do stupid stuff out here. I'm gonna let you know, but I'm still gonna ride with you because I'm that's loyalty. No matter what someone says you said or did, I'm gonna come to you first. Half the time I'm not even gonna ask you because I know there's no way you said that, because we're loyal to each other. So yeah, that's what loyalty is to me.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you very much. We want to say what's going on, Blaze Brown. Thank you for tuning in. Blaze says, hello, everyone. All righty, Mrs. M3, what are your thoughts? What does loyalty mean to you?
I agree 100% with everything that Dom said. I think that loyalty is commitment and believing someone through ins and outs, 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways about it. However, if they show you something different, loyalty to yourself is key. That's important. Protect your peace. That's all.
Thank you, Mrs. M3. All righty, Luann, what do you got to say about question number 1?
I will echo the first ladies. But I also believe that it's just honesty. You know, if you're honest, like Dom said, you will you will be considered a loyal person, because you're gonna make sure that even if it's hard what you're gonna say, that at least you got it out and that person would respect you for it.
Thank you, Luann. So we're going to go to MzTy because originally I said her. So Ty, then Queen, and then the blooming Ebony. So MzTy, what are your thoughts about question number 1?
So when I think about loyalty, just like Miss M3 just said, honesty, and I look at it as a form of having someone that's trustworthy, that's committed, and having a sense of allegiance to someone, someone that's sticking by you through the good times, the bad times, you know, not someone that's like, what is the word, like wavering. They're only around when things are good, or they only come around when, or support you when it's beneficial to them. I don't consider that to be a loyal friend or family member or a person that you have in your life. And also, I think sometimes we get confused when we have friendships and we thinking the person is not being loyal because they don't agree with you. But I think a lot of times when a person is being loyal and being a good friend is when they're able to check you when you're doing something wrong in love. I consider that being loyal as well. So, because I will want someone to say, hey, sis, you're about to fall in the ditch, instead of letting me fall in the ditch.
Thank you. Thank you, MzTy. Yeah, so far everybody got some really good responses. So I'm liking what everybody's saying so far. All righty, Queen, what do you got?
Well, I think loyalty is being willing to work through good, bad, and ugly and beautiful times. If you're loyal to the friendship or whatever, that you're not willing to just throw stuff away because of hurt or whatever, but that you talk about it, you deal with it, and you move on. That's what I think loyalty is.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you very much. And Blooming Ebony, what are your thoughts about question number 1?
Yeah, I agree with everybody. I think for me, the biggest thing is taking me into consideration before you make certain decisions. I think that is probably the most important, especially in relationships in particular. Just thinking about that person before you do something, before you take something as truth, I guess. Thinking about how you know that person, and maybe running things by them before you let any judgments fly, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you, Blooming Ebony. Alrighty, so real quick, so I liked everything that everybody was saying. And so, sometimes I'm just writing things down. So there were like some things I just wanted to know. So, because for me, loyalty there's so many things that I would put under that umbrella that everybody has said. So commitment, honesty, communication. I liked what MzTy said as far as checking someone in love. And I also liked allegiance, because I feel like it is allegiance, but some people don't necessarily, they have their own understanding of what allegiance means. And it can be taken advantage of, but loyalty in itself can definitely be taken advantage of by other people. But I definitely like what Mrs. M3 also said as far as loyalty to self. So I think you definitely have to be loyal to yourself. When it comes to other people, I do think, you have to be very mindful and understand that loyalty can have its limitations. And I feel like when that understanding is not there, that's when it can cause a rift when somebody doesn't necessarily fully understand what loyalty means to you, because I feel that loyalty means something different to different people. So you have to know what that person's version of what their understanding of loyalty is to see if it matches with yours. Because if it doesn't, then there is going to be that miscommunication there. So I definitely think communication is very, very important when it comes to that. So does anybody have anything else they want to add before we get to the next question? Yes, no, maybe so. No? Okay. All righty. So real quick, Yella says he is coming to show these beautiful Black women some love. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. We enjoy the love. We do. We love it. We enjoy it. We appreciate it. So thank you very much. All righty. So let's get to question number 2. So panelists, do you believe that loyalty comes with expectations from the person receiving the devotion, relationship, connection? So we're going to start with Mrs. M3 for this one. Go to Luann, MzTy, Queen, Blooming Ebony, and then we will have Dom, Queen Dom. All righty. Mrs. M3, what do you got?
I truly do actually believe that loyalty comes with expectations from the person receiving it. So the way that I would frame it is that if I'm a mom, which I'm not, but if I were a mom, my loyalty expectations for my child wouldn't be the same expectations that I put on my husband. My loyalty expectations for a stranger wouldn't be the same as a person that I trust with my house key. You know what I'm saying? Like loyalty. I expect that stranger is not going to break into my car when I go in this store. Like society has their, frame of what's your integrity, your loyalty to be an upstanding citizen, a global citizen, means that I don't have to tell you, hey, stay away from my car, whatever. But when it comes to a child, there's things that they don't know yet, right? So as they get older, I'll be able to put more of an endearing, relying loyalty on them. But the loyalty that I have for a child would be like for them to love me, right? In the same way, when I think of relationships, For example, when I was dating my husband, there were certain loyalties that I expected from him, but there were also unspoken loyalties that I had of someone who was pursuing me. And those loyalties, if they're not spoken, the person that's expected to meet those expectations may not know that yet. For me, when my husband was pursuing me, there were certain loyalties that he expected from me. And some of them that were unspoken. For example, just even in the time that he met me, there was so much about myself, my personality, that had not developed, especially my emotional side of me. I was very used to keeping things to myself. I wasn't very used to relying on him or anybody for the way that I felt about things. Um, and so in that regard, I didn't realize like things like open up and let him hear the things that I'm vulnerable about or afraid of or insecure about. We didn't talk through things like that. And I used to go to other people and it used to irk him so bad. And I didn't realize, it was just here's the people that I have always gone to about it. I'm going to talk to them about it first. And he's like, why do you talk to other people about our stuff before you talk to me?
Mm.
And I'm like, that's how I grew up. That's only thing that I know. And I had to learn different. And in every relationship, whatever that loyalty connection looks like, it has to be spoken, right? It has to be spoken, because if it's unspoken, people know their limitations and what they expect, as we were saying, what loyalty looks like, but we don't know what other people expect from us. And so it's a learning process for a relationship. So I'm going to speak for couples, especially my husband and I.
Thank you, Mrs. M3. Appreciate that. By the way, you guys, if I happen to put the timer up, it's just because I know I tend to get long-winded. I'm just going to be honest. Sometimes I get long-winded. Y'all know I like to talk. So sometimes I will talk and talk and talk. So just so that we can get everybody's feedback in there, if I happen to put a timer up, just be aware of it, because when the timer goes out, then, we're going to have to move on to the next person. But doesn't mean I don't want to hear what everybody has to say. So just keep that in mind. So, all righty. So we want to give a shout out to Levi. Where'd it go? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So okay. So I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Okay. Yeah.
Ignore
ENBN. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then Hunter Watts. Thank you for tuning in, Hunter Watts. He's telling y'all to subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships on Twitch. So thank you for tuning in, 100 Watts. Nice to see you. All right, we're going to get back to our lovely ladies and their response to our second question. All righty, so Luann, what do you have to say about question number 2? Do you believe that loyalty comes with expectation from the person receiving the devotion or relationship connection?
I'm not really sure. I think that if people are just like, if you're my friends or you're my family, I can feel that loyalty. And so when I don't feel it, then I usually don't connect with you. Just anyways, So I don't expect I don't expect that from my friends, just because I, am loyal to them or hold them to a high regard. They may not feel that. I may not be on that, that top, I'm somewhere on that list, but I may not be at the top, but I would think that my friends would say, yes, she is loyal. I think most of them will say that. And so, but I don't expect them to boast about me as much as I probably would boast about them. It's not. I don't think it needs to be like that, or you shouldn't be their friend.
Interesting. Okay, thank you, Luann. Thank you very much. MzTy, what do you got?
So, I think there is some expectations, but I think a lot of times when we make these connections, that we have conversations with the person about what we expect. with any type of friendship or relationship or marriage, you're supposed to have those conversations about what you think it is, because other people will have a different definition or feeling of what loyalty is. And also, a lot of times we don't usually show everything, by vocalizing it, but our own actions will show a person what we deem loyalty is. So what we show them is what we attend to get. We want to reciprocate and get it back. So a lot of times it's by our own actions we are teaching other people what we expect of them. So that's my answer to the question.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good
thank you.
answer.
Thank you very much. All righty, Queen, what are your thoughts?
I think loyalty comes with expectations. I think in human to human relationships, whether it's family, friends, or husband, whatever, there needs to be a level of communication. We're human, we're gonna fall short. And with loyalty, I feel like you communicate, you talk about it, you work it out, or you decide to part ways. So I think there has to be there is expectations. You expect a person, if they're feeling pissed off, not to just hold it in, but to come and tell you, and to tell you
Right.
why, and then you could work it out. Or if you're going to agree to get past it, you agree to get past it and you move to get past it. Or you say, I can't get past it, I'm done. And then you'll be done. I mean, it's communication, it's being honest, it's, yeah. So I think it does come with expectation
Okay.
on both
Thank
parts.
you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bloom and Ebony, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I definitely think it comes with expectations. I think typically you're loyal to people that share your values, your morals, your goals, and all of those things require some sort of standard or expectation in order to uphold. You see this with your religion, even like you're loyal to your religion or whatever higher power you follow. And even with that, you're given a certain set of commandments that you're expected to abide by to show your loyalty to that higher power. So I think that just like how it applies there, I think it applies to relationships as well, that you have to show this. You can't just say that you want to be loyal. You have to show this through action, like MzTy said. So yes, short answer, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Bloom and Ebony. Yeah, I definitely would say I agree with anybody who said that it comes with expectations. But I think the problem is that when you have the expectations, but that's not communicated with the other person. So, and I think a lot of times when you meet somebody, you guys connect, you guys are getting along, some people have it where they feel like the person is going to do the things that they do. When they don't, that's when things get kind of messed up, because now, well, they're not doing what I would have done or something in that case. And the thing about it is that when it comes to any relationship you have, whether it's friends, whether somebody you're dating, somebody you're married to, even with kids, no matter, even with a job, there has to be that communication put in place so you can have that understanding. And so there is not a miscommunication, because communication is so huge, so huge. And I feel like a lot of times that is what is lacking when it comes to a lot of relationships, because the communication is not there, or the people are communicating in their own way without understanding how the other person communicates. So even that is a miscommunication of communication. So, but yeah, so I do think that there are expectations. I mean, you have to have those expectations. You have to, because if you don't, what is the person going to live up to? How are you going to know if that person is or is not being loyal to you? And yes, Black Man and Filter Network, thank you for tuning in. Good evening, family. Hello. Thank you for coming and tuning in. So, and also as far as loyalty and expectations, it is about being honest. And I think that's something as well. You have to be honest with the other person about what your expectations are. So, but in reality, when you have certain expectations, you have to understand that not everybody's going to live up to those. So you have to always make sure you keep that in the back of the mind, that even though you may have those expectations, not everybody's going to be able to live up to those. And you have to always be aware of that and have that mindset. So, Let's see.
Bingo.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Domo. Oh, I'm gonna let you go. Don't even trip. I got you. Don't even trip.
Okay. Thank you.
I didn't forget about you. Don't trip. I didn't forget about you. She's like, hold on, First Lady. I didn't go yet. So Coco Hopeful says, or SO Hopeful says, because I got my screen small, so I can moderate y'all. So excuse me. Says loyalty comes with stipulations. Interesting. Okay. Alrighty. So Damo, my sweet queen Damo, what do you have to say about question number 2?
One, I want to just shout out the chat. I see a lot of people who showed us love last Saturday, and I had so much fun. So thank you. You guys know who you are, and lady. But besides that, what do I think? Here's my thing about expectations. Like, I don't expect anyone to do anything. That's just dumb. I'm sorry. I'm not going to expect anyone to do anything. We are all humans. We are all flawed. To sit there and expect someone else, you don't control anybody. You don't control what they do, how they feel, how they think. I think that you have to have expectations for yourself and what you expect, to let someone do to you. Like, I expect myself to see someone as being unloyal and to shut it off and to shut it down. I expect myself to know what loyalty looks like. I expect myself, to know what I give and know what I should get back. As far as expecting someone to do it, I mean, I will hope that someone loyalty and they would be loyal back. I would hope, but I don't expect anyone to do anything. I can't control you. But if you don't, if you're not loyal, I will shut it down quickly. I have no choice. No problem shutting it completely down. Okay, I will shut anyone down. I do not care. So I don't need expectations. Listen, I don't need expectations. I expect myself to know better, and that's about it.
Thank you, Davo. Thank you. I always love your input. Okay, so Essa Hopeful says, it's dishonest to lie, but is it honest to omit? Anybody want to answer this question? Anybody?
I do.
Yes. All righty, Queen Dom, what you got?
Because I'm an omitter. But here's the thing. This is how I feel. And this is what I even told my brother or any guys in my family. It depends on what you're omitting. If you're dating someone, for example, and the girl asks you, do you have a girlfriend, right? Saying, no, I don't have a girlfriend, but not saying, but I am dating someone seriously, that's being dishonest, because you know what you knew what the question was about and you knew what they were asking. So if you know yourself that what your answer isn't a full answer and you're only giving part of, and you're just saying it, what do people do? Well, I told you what you asked, then you're being dishonest because you know what you're doing. So that's it. If you can sit there and say to them, well, that's not what you asked, you knew you were being dishonest, and I don't care. That's it. So you cannot omit. It just depends, because if you really just didn't think about it, then that's one thing. But if you thought about it and you knew you should have said it, then omitting is dishonest. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I can agree with that.
That's a great
anybody else? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. All righty. So nice ladies. Let's get to our next question. We are moving right along to question number 3. Is loyalty the same in all categories of relationships, or are there variations, levels of devotion, or commitment? So we are going to start with Luann, MzTy, Queen, Bloom and Ebony, Queen Dom, then Mrs. M3, and then I will go last. So yes, if I happen to skip over you, please do not hesitate to say something. Please don't, because y'all know I like to talk. So, but Miss Luann, what do you got to say? Is loyalty the same in all categories of relationships?
I think it is different because it's about how much you know. I look at it as the time that you and that person, or you've known that person. I have high loyalty for some family members than I have for others. Some others I'll just look at you guys will be family before some of them, and I'll be more loyal to you than them. That's how it is, because that's just it's about the person, I think. I would say, in a short answer, I would say it's about, each individual person that you would come in contact with.
Hmm. Okay, thank you, Luann.
Yes,
MzTy,
ma'am.
what
Yes, ma'am.
what do you got to say, MzTy?
What was the? I was subscribing as on my personal page to make it
No, you're fine.
700. So I
You're
missed the
fine.
question.
Yeah, so the question is loyalty the same in all categories of relationships, or are there variations or levels of devotion or commitment?
It is. I think the levels of loyalty between a husband and a wife is be different from a girlfriend and
Mhm.
your friends or even some family members. So it's with a husband and a wife, that you want them to keep your heart, your secrets, your they're covering you. So there's a different type of loyalty there when it's just just your friends or like a cousin or somebody like that. So there are some different variations between the two. I wouldn't look at my husband the same as I would look at my husband's loyalty to me if I look at the same as my coworker or my boss or even my dad. It's a total different level of love and commitment there.
Mhm.
Loyalty is commitment. So when you're talking about that, so it's like there's a difference there. So yeah, there is a variation between the two.
All righty, thank you, MzTy. Thank you very much. Interesting response. I like that. I like that. All righty, Queen, what do you got to say about question number 3?
I agree. I think my loyalty to my job is different than my loyalty to my family, than it is to my friends, than it is to my husband.
Mhm.
I think it just depends, but I think it does vary. And I think Luann said about how much time you've known a person too, and actually to me, what you've been through with that person. So if I've been through a lot with one person and I've known them the same amount of time as someone who I haven't really been through anything with, my loyalty will vary between that too.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you very much. All righty, Miss Bloomin' Ebony, what are your thoughts for question number 3?
Yes, again, I agree with everybody. I do think that there are categories and variations. Like, for example, the loyalty to my work, like someone said, is not the same as my loyalty to my family at all. Like, if my job stopped paying me, I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to be loyal to them. I'm only loyal to them because they're giving me something in return. But it doesn't look like that for many other people in my life. I'll be loyal to you just because I appreciate you in my life in general, but my job isn't like that at all. Like reciprocity is very important there. But with like my partner or my friends, my family, I'd be loyal to them just because I appreciate them and don't really expect anything in return necessarily most of the time. So yeah, I think it changes, it shifts depending on what it is and its like purpose in your life.
Thank you, Bloomin' Ebony. Nice. All righty, Miss Queen Dom, what do you have to say?
Oh, sorry. Somebody sent me a TikTok video and I zoned out. TikTok is addicting. Don't download the app. Is loyalty the same in all categories of relationships, or are there variations? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, if you're expecting your child to be as loyal, the same kind of loyalty as your husband, you need a mental health check. I need a mental health check. So I'm not saying that to be mean. You need a mental health check. Like, it's no, like, that's just, yeah, no, just no, like, no, everything is different. I don't expect the loyalty from my brother to be the same as the loyalty from my boyfriend, because if I'm getting run down by a car, I expect my brother to think that he's Superman and try to stop it. Now, my boyfriend, I expect him to push me out the way, but my brother better stop the car. Like, like, it's not the same. My brother, can you take out the garbage? My boyfriend, I'm like, whatever. My brother, I'm like, come on, take it out. So yeah, no. I think it's different. And if you have the same, that's weird. You shouldn't treat, people. That's weird. Yeah. Have different relationships, different variations, different categories. Kids and adults don't go in the same category. Friends and relationships don't go in the same category. That's it.
Thank you, Queen Dom. All righty, Mrs. M3.
Yes, ditto.
Yes, I agree. I love it. Yeah, it's interesting because, there are different variations because there have to be. Each relationship is different. There are different requirements with different relationships. There's different love with different relationships. And there's different commitment with different relationships. So there has to be different types of loyalty when it comes to the relationships that you have. I mean, like I think it was Dom was saying, as far as, the loyalty with your kids is not going to be the same as the loyalty with your husband. And then the loyalty with family, and, y'all know when it comes to the term family, my stance that, you can choose you can't choose your relatives, but you can choose your family. The people that you consider family, even that is going to be different. So because there's different relationships, there has to be different loyalty. It cannot all be the same. It cannot be. So yes, that's my answer to that. Nice one, ladies. All righty. Mr. Rucker, welcome, says prenup to the chat. All righty, prenup to the chat. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate that. Okay. I'm a little confused, but I guess that's okay. All right.
I think you meant what up? Maybe what up to the chat?
It might have been one up, but either way, you showing us some love. So you know what? Hey, prenup, one up, whatever it is, we appreciate it. All righty. So let's get to our next question. Let's see. It is, was there ever a time when loyalty ended a relationship? So this will be interesting. I'm interested to hear what everybody has to say. We're going to start with MzTy, then go to Queen, Blueben Ebony, Queen Dom, Mrs. M3, and then Luann. All righty, MzTy. Was there a time when loyalty ended a relationship? Or should I say when a relationship ended because of loyalty?
Relationship, I would say a friendship. I can give an example. Well, just like we were talking about earlier, sometimes we have to communicate with people to let them know what we think loyalty is, or show them what we think that loyalty is. I had a friend. She was doing something that wasn't, becoming of a lady. And she felt as though I should have took her side of something illegal, and because I did not take her side when she was doing something illegal, our friendship ended over that. But I like my freedom, praise the Lord. So the loyalty for my freedom it overrules you, baby. Okay, so we ended. That was the end of a 10-year friendship, because I didn't take her side. I didn't cover for her. Like, I can't do that. I have to think of my child. My child before you. So are you gonna take on my son? My 6'3", almost 300-pound son? So no. So yeah. Yeah, it ended because she felt like I was disloyal to her. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Can you come back to me? I have to step away.
No, yeah, no problem. I will definitely come back to you. We'll go ahead and go to Blooming Ebony. Was there ever a time that loyalty ended a relationship?
To be honest, I don't know. In my in my own personal relationships, like I watched Married at First Sight, and I can say on there, yes, loyalty ended some relationships. But in my own life, I feel like there were multiple factors.
That's sad.
Like possibly, you say that's sad, Luann?
Oh no, I'm reading something, girl.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh. But I don't know, so I don't want to hold it up. I don't know. Maybe come back to me. Okay. Maybe I'll think of something after. But yeah.
Sure, I can come back to you. I don't mind. All righty, Queen Dom. What about you?
First I want to say, Kris, I am in love with Married at First Sight. I'm on the new season. If you're watching the new season, Elijah Wan just should have never made it on. That's all I'm gonna say. The Mohawk guy, too much.
Wait, you on there? Like
No,
as a contestant?
no,
No,
I
she's
want
not on it. She's
Oh,
watching.
girl,
Oh, I
I
was about to say,
wait,
let me
now,
go
I
watch.
was about to say, now,
maybe
Dawn,
one day,
how
maybe
can you
one
keep
day.
that from me? Like, for real, we gonna have a conversation if you have an attitude. I was about to say, I should have known.
Oh my
That's
goodness. I was about,
hilarious.
let me go put that
Monday.
in my DVR.
I was about to go in there and watch it. Like, I have not watched the new one because I just don't like the previews. Like, how can you be picky?
Listen, it's
I have my own thoughts about that show, but go ahead, Queen. Go ahead,
sorry.
Queen.
I just when Kris mentioned it, I literally just finished watching the last episode, so I'm like a heavy watcher. But no, sorry, what was the question again?
Was there ever a time when loyalty ended a relationship or a relationship ended because of loyalty? Which is pretty much the same question.
Well, guys, I'm very honest about my past. I used to be a cheater, so yeah, a whole lot of relationships have ended because of loyalty in the sense of cheating. But I also feel like if I'm cheating with my ex, then I'm also being loyal to them too. So is it really disloyalty? Whatever. But besides that, yeah, I've ended friendships because of not a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but more like when you're a teenager, that's what happened. I read people very well, so I pretty much know from the get-go. And I'm very picky about who I'm around and stuff. Yeah, so I don't run into that situation. But in high school, like a couple times, I remember as a girl, I was best friends with her for 2 years. Tammy, do not put the timer up. I was best friends with her for 2 years. Okay.
We got a 5-minute timer.
No, we were like
I got you. Go ahead, Dom.
Like sleep in her bed. Her mother used to give me like money. Best type of best friends, like. But she used to talk about everybody, and I was just like, listen, you don't have to do nothing to me. I'm smart. If you did a certain thing to somebody else, I don't care if you would never do it to me. I just don't trust it. Why put myself in that situation? You are who you are. Listen, we are who we are, and to our core, I don't care how old you get. To a certain point, you are who you are. So when you see people do stuff to other people, don't go and be a friend. That's just dumb. Just because they won't do it to you, you never know. That's just dumb. So yeah, I watch out for things like that. And I'm very picky, and people know that I don't play that. And I hang around with mostly guys. You don't get disloyalty when you're hanging around guys all day. So that's what I say about that.
Interesting. All righty. Thank you, Queen Dom. Mrs. M3, what about you? Was there ever a time when loyalty ended a relationship?
Dating relationships, yeah. I have best friends, 5 best friends that I've had my whole life not since diapers. One of them since diapers, but it takes a lot. I don't think I wear my feelings on my sleeve, but once I'm hurt, and it's hard to overcome that because I hold on to a lot, but definitely with guys, yes. There's been times just with the unspoken, expectations of loyalty, being deep and intimate friends with individuals, and then you share your life with them and they share your life with other people. That is a deal breaker for me too. And I can take so much and then I have to find my peace, So there's been times where loyalty ends relationships, whether it's spoken, hey, this is who I am and this is what I don't like, or the unspoken expectation from what I think loyalty looks like. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. M3. All righty, Luann, what about you?
You know what? Yes. And I, even though me and this person, we've mended our friendship, but I haven't spoken to this person in years. But we had a mutual friend. Tammy, you know who he is. Trixie and
Okay.
Will. And it was I literally I know him. And it was and it was a girl that she was over the hills for him, but I knew what kind of man he was. And it was something that I said, and it was just really, really, really bad, you guys. And I have never, did one of my friends like this, but I literally was just telling someone else how stupid she was, but I had the old school flip phone, and I was still talking to when I was talking to her, my phone had accidentally called her, so she heard the whole conversation. And it was I have never in my life realized how much I hurt somebody until that day, because
Mm.
I would never want my friend, someone who really thought that I was her friend, to just hear me say how stupid she was. But I just knew how crazy the situation was, and I didn't explain that. Like you guys said, it's communication. I didn't communicate that to her, and that's the part that she was hurt on. Not the part that I was disclosing it to someone else, but the part that, why would you not tell me that this guy is an idiot? Why would you have me go through all of this? And it was a lot. I won't go into the whole depths, but after 2 years, we did talk, and I did explain, but it's just still not good to do that to your friends. So, but yeah, I think that because of that, I lost a really good friend, and I don't know where we would have been today, but I couldn't apologize enough. So.
Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
Luann. Knowledge and Relationships had made a comment that said, well, now she knows the truth. So, yeah, so, but thank you for sharing that. All righty. Queen, are you back by chance?
Ma'am.
All righty. Okay, so question number 4 is, was there ever a time when loyalty ended a relationship?
Yes. I'll give you a more present one, not within the last couple of years, but it's more recent. So I was working with someone I knew for let's just say over 10 years. I was working with, it was longer than that, but I don't want her to feel ways if she hears this. So 10 plus years. I mean, I really shouldn't give a damn, but I ain't that messy. So we were working closely with something, and we were both given 50-50 of ourselves to the situation. Sometimes I gave more because I had more time, and she had different situations, which I didn't mind. And there was something that was published, and I was not mentioned in it. There was no picture of me. It was only her. And I was referenced as my job title, which is what I do professionally, social worker. So when I confronted her, it was like, oh, before me seeing the article, she said, oh, let's call and get it, recanted, and let's add this and add that. And I said, well, why wouldn't you share this with me once you got the article? You knew what it said. But the whole time she pretty much lied. The story was already published and it was in publication, but she made it seem like she could call it back. So at the end of the day, I'm still cordial, but I don't contact, I don't call, I don't reach out. And we had to have a sit down, and pretty much I said, that's not what I consider loyalty or friendship or even a business partnership. So good luck in life. It didn't save our friendship. I wish you the best. And now I own full rights to the situation because I was going to take her to court. So yes, it got real ugly, but I didn't want to go to jail. So I just ended the friendship.
Well, you did the mature thing, Queen. So can't nobody be mad at you about that. So yeah. So thank you for sharing that, though. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who shared something in relation to that question. Bloom and Ebony, did you want me to come back to you, or were you okay?
I think I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Me personally, I wouldn't necessarily say that there was a time when loyalty ended. I mean, relationship ended for other reasons. That wasn't the reason. So I can't necessarily say that. Thank goodness. I would say that's a blessing in itself, because not everybody is able to say that. So I don't have a personal story that I can reference as far as that question. So I'm thankful for that. Hopefully I never have a story that I can reference as far as that question is concerned. So, all right. So we're going to get to our next question, number 5. And number 5 says, do you feel there is a particular gender that has a harder time with loyalty? Why or why not? So we're going to start with Queen, go to Blooming Ebony, Queen Dom, Mrs. M3, Luann, and then MzTy. All righty, Queen, what are your thoughts for question number 5?
No, I think, I don't know. Sometimes I think men, they can kind of deal with things. Yo, man, that wasn't cool. You right, my bad. And they go have a beer together. So I think a lot of times men are whatever. Men can be a little more mature men, not little boys, in how they deal with things. I think women, we tend to have our emotions in it sometimes a little too deep because of how we're built. But this is just my opinion. So yeah, I think women may have a harder time with things as far as loyalty than men.
Thank you, Queen. All righty, Blooming Ebony, what are your thoughts?
No, I don't think it's more one gender or the other. I think what I've noticed is I think we have like this general idea of what loyalty looks like. And typically when we say in relationships, it's typically being loyal in terms of like sex, basically, like not stepping outside the relationship. And I think typically who's highlighted in that is men, even though I think a lot of like it's like 28% of men cheat and like 26% of women cheat. I think we highlight certain things more, so it makes it seem like one gender does something more than the other. It can be either one, but I do think that it's not assigned to a certain gender. I think both genders can struggle in different areas, and loyalty looks different to everyone. I think sometimes men struggle in one area more than women do, and the women struggle in another area more than men do. So I think it kind of balances out.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Blooming Ebony. All righty, Queen Dom, what are your thoughts?
I don't think it's a matter of one has a harder time with loyalty. I just think that they perceive it differently. I think men and women perceive loyalty differently. I think a lot of women are super emotional, and I think Miss Red Lipstick actually mentioned about someone. I forgot what she said, but it went perfect with what I just said. But I think people take things too personal, and they might think that something is unloyal when really it's just you being honest, or you saving your freedom. That's what she's talking about. Boom. Hashtag for you. Hashtag freedom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what it was about. Yeah. Some people, women just so emotional, and it's just like, oh, well, you weren't being loyal. No, I just wasn't letting you do something stupid. I just wasn't going to do something stupid with you. That wasn't, so I think that men, yes, hashtag freedom. I think that men see it differently as well. I think that they just, I wouldn't say they aren't as emotional. There are some very emotional men. There are some emotional men on this goddamn stream. But with that being said, I think Queen, don't laugh. Oh, Luann, whoever's laughing, shh. But no, listen, sorry, I'm going into a whole nother world.
That's
We don't have them popping up. We don't have them pop
new
up. They don't pop up in here. They don't run up in here. Like boys in the locker room.
Right, look what I'm starting. But no, I need to smoke one. But yeah, I think that they just perceive it different. But it's not all, like, of course, not all women are super emotional. Not all men, are non-emotional or whatever. But it's just, we perceive it differently. So I think women think that you're not being loyal when really you are being loyal. And men think that it's just not a big deal when really, no, they should have been more loyal. It is a big deal. So I think that's where it comes from. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now.
Oh, Queen Dom, I love you. I do. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Mrs. M3, what did you have to say?
I think that it's pretty even. I just think that on both sides, we need to learn to talk about our expectations and what loyalty looks like to us, because then I think we would see more that we're on the same page. Loyalty concerns. I think loyalty is a commitment, but if you don't know what you're committing to, how can you stay loyal to it, right? So each side learning how to speak their mind, and being able to have those opportunities to see a person fulfill their loyalty space. Sometimes I think we get the test, the S test. Ladies and men, we each do that to each other, and I think that's exactly what the premise of I don't swear, but the sugar honey iced tea test. I think that's the premise of that test, is to see how loyal a person is going to be, how far they match your goals without you saying anything. But eventually you have to speak up, because people can't read your mind. They can't read my mind. I can't read their mind.
Interesting. Thank you, Mrs. M3. Real quick, shout out
It's
to
being
Simon
at a
and
higher level of loyalty. Sorry, I was writing that in the chat. Just what is more loyal? More loyal means being at a higher level of loyalness. Okay, there's the Urban Dictionary. It's 2022. Not everyone's gonna always just speak proper all day, because I got an A in English and I still be like, what? Be like, huh? So that's what more loyal is. A different level of loyalty going up.
The level of shade tonight is just my cup of tea.
I'm gonna go smoke.
You're awesome. Real quick, so if you would like to join the panel, we have the link right here for you. You can go ahead and put in that StreamYard link, and you will be able to be on the panel to give your thoughts to any of the questions right here, where we can see you and everybody else can see you too. So definitely go ahead and put that link in if you want to join. We would love to have you on here. So yes, thank you very, very, very much. All righty, Miss Luann. All righty. So loyalty, is it harder for men or harder for women? Do you think there's a gender that has a harder time? What are your thoughts?
No. That's dumb. Well, I'm not gonna say that's dumb, but that I just think that is people. You're either loyal or you're either not. You're either good or you're either bad.
Okay.
So that's how I look at it.
Thank you, Miss Luann. All
You're
righty,
welcome,
MzTy.
First Lady Tammy.
You said what?
I said you're welcome, First Lady Tammy.
Thank you. MzTy, what are your thoughts as far as the question? I'll put it back up for you, just in case. There it is.
I think so. Well, going back to I forgot whoever went first when we was talking about women being emotional and the way women think. I think that sometimes it's harder for women.
Queen forever.
Queen,
Sorry.
okay, Queen. I was trying to figure out like which one said it. Because the way we think, I think it's women have a harder time with the loyalty thing, because I can give a whole bunch of examples where women will fall out over the smallest thing. And like the example that she gave, and guys will fall out about something, then 5 minutes later they hash it out and they're drinking a beer. But with women, oh child, I'm not talking to you no more for like 10 years, and then I'll say, hey girl. So it's like, you know what? So I think women have a harder time with it, because again, everyone has their own definition of what it is. Some people think you have to be ride or die no matter what, and you're supposed to agree with everything I say, and that's what loyalty means to them. But on the other hand, I may not feel that. So then you get this conflicting things going on, and so then you just fall out over the stupidest thing, over eyelash or So just the dumbest stuff, child. Lord have mercy. But I mean, women just do it, and then you have to look at the maturity of the person as well. I find a lot of younger women fall into that more than more seasoned and older women, because again, maturity. You looked at me funny. I heard you talked about me on Instagram. Why did you post that? Are you talking about me? That kind of dumb stuff. So I think so. Yeah, there is a little gap between the genders.
Thank you, MzTy. Thank you very, very much for that.
But I wanted to add, even with what you said, Miss Red Lipstick Vibes, is that also when you see that, you see how committed the person is to the friendship or the relationship if they confront you with it. Like, why hold on to something and never say something and you're around the person pretending? That's my
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
If someone
Right.
hurts you, say something. Pick up. That's one thing I respect about the men I've been around in my life, meaning my husband or my brothers, my cousins, distant men or whatever else, that when I see them go through things, they go, yo, man, that was really effed up what you did. You right, my bad. I wasn't thinking. You right, you wasn't thinking. Man, I know. Come on, man. All right. And then they hanging out the next day. Whereas women's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't tell you because you were feeling this, and I couldn't tell you because we just it's too much. So
Interesting. Thank you, Queen. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead and read these comments real quick. So Mr. Best in the World is tuning in. So, we got to shout him out, of course. We got to shout him out. And he's shouting out any and everybody. So he shouted out Mrs. M3. He shouted out Kris. He shouted out me. He shouted out MzTy. He's shouting out everybody, including the fact that he said, I'm stunting with my iPhone. I ain't stunting with my iPhone. I mean, I'm happy I got an iPhone. Y'all have no idea. Like,
Yes,
I
Apple
almost stood
games.
across the room.
Apple games. Thank you,
Yes,
Tammy.
I almost
Beautiful.
stood across the room the first day I had it. I just have to say. So, but I'm getting used to it so far. It has some really nice features. So yeah, I'm a stunt with my iPhone, and I am not ashamed to say, yes, I will stunt with it happily and proudly. So yes. But he also said, Mr. Rucker says, be loyal to the prenup. Interesting. Mr. Best of the World says, Simon Hectic, come through. So Simon, hey, if you want to come through, I'm going to put the link down for you. I'm going to put the link down for you if I can find it. And it is, where is it? That's a very good question. Oh, there it is.
The link doesn't exist.
Boom.
Don't send
There
it through.
you go.
Don't do that, Tammy. This is ladies' night. Save it for Monday through Thursday. This is Saturday night.
There you go.
Having fun.
Thank you, Queen. That's why we love the Queen Dom. Yes, we do.
Sorry, Simon. I'll talk to you Monday through Thursday. Maybe I'll start something back on, but not today. Not on a Saturday. Saturday is to be cool, calm, and collected. Okay. I just can't help but being shady. It's not my fault. I really was just giving you an answer to your question. You shouldn't ask something like that. That was dumb.
It's okay, Queen Dom. We love you. We got so much love for Queen Dom. Mr. Best in the World says 701 vibe. And then it says, Miss Help Me, come through, sister. So yes, Miss Help Me, if you're there, you want to come join, we got you right here. The StreamYard link is right there for everybody. All righty. So as far as the question, did I get to everybody with the question as far as the genders? I did. Okay, cool. So as far as my response, I don't necessarily think it's a gender thing. I think it's a personal thing. I do think that, yeah, I can see the women being emotional as far as, just being real petty. I think a lot of times it does get to pettiness where you fall out over small things, and that's not necessarily. But I do believe there are some emotional men who will remain nameless. So, just
girl,
I'll
say it for you.
So there are some emotional men. So they can get in their feelings too. They can get in their feelings too. Just saying. So,
we have a question. Can I answer it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because let me tell you something. I'm an emotional gangster. Okay, but let me tell you something. Don't come for me, because when I get emotional, I'll talk about your mother. So leave me alone.
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm probably the most
Hmm.
emotional one on here, but I'm also about that life. So don't bother me. People know.
Thank you,
They know.
Queen Dom. Thank
For
you
those
very much.
gamers, if you want to learn
Dom,
to talk to a lady, ask your mom.
Am I the only
Dom,
one who can hear her talk like
Yes,
that?
yes. Your mother
I'm an
together. Don't
emotional
talk to me.
cartel. I'm not
Huh?
coming for your mother. I'm coming for your lineage.
Yes,
So
Mm.
I
exactly.
turned
Your
off the
grandmother.
delete.
I'm coming for
I
the
come
I'm
after
coming
the
for the
whole
branches.
lineage.
I'm coming for your family. Yes, where it hurts.
Because
That's
if you joke
hilarious.
with me, I could joke. I'm from New York. I could joke. And I'm not being disrespectful about your mother, but it still will make you cry because you emotional. So all I'm gonna say is don't bother me because I have no problem talking about your mother because I don't mean it. So I have no problem talking about people's mothers.
I love the
Lay in a
ask.
dozen. Lay in a dozen. Yeah.
Am I
All
the
right.
only one who can hear her talk like that?
Sure who?
Miss
What?
Who are you
M3,
talking
it
about?
sounds like a video. It sounds like
Do I sound like I'm in a cup?
yeah.
Let me fix it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
I
can
don't know,
hear
but
you
we are
though.
going to get
It's
to our
your
next
mic,
question, y'all. We're going to get to our next question. This is a good one. I really want to get everybody's feedback on this question. It says, is there such a thing as extreme loyalty? At what point does loyalty cross the line? All righty, so we are going to start with Blooming Ebony, go to Queen Dom, Mrs. M3, Luann, MzTy, and then Queen Forever 2K. All righty, so Blooming Ebony, is there such a thing as extreme loyalty, and at what point does loyalty cross the line?
I think the cutoff is when you're loyal to the person instead of being loyal to what the person stands for. I don't really think it makes sense to be loyal to the human themselves. I think you're supposed to be loyal to the things what makes them who they are, if that makes sense. So what binds you with that person are your shared values, your shared morals, your shared goals, like I mentioned before. But if you get to the point where you're just loyal to that person because you're heavily dependent on them just being present in your life, then you probably crossed a point, like a pretty good threshold of, I don't know, it's not healthy at that point. So being rooted in aligning yourself, your values with their values, and not just wanting to keep that person in your life. You know, if their values start to shift, it's okay to kind of take a step back and say, that's not the person for me. Even though it's nice having them here, it's nice having the company, we no longer are in alignment. And so it doesn't make sense for me to maintain this relationship at that level.
All right, thank you, Blooming Ebony. All righty, Queen Dom, what are your thoughts?
I don't think there's anything such as extreme loyalty. I think there's being loyal and then there's foolishness. Anything after that is foolishness. Because if you go past being loyal to someone, then that means that no matter, I take that back because now I'm thinking about my brother. I would be foolish for him. That's different. If it's family, it's a little bit different. I would be foolish for I would pass loyalty into foolishness for my brother. I would probably do it for my uncle as well. And that's it. But besides those two people, anything, yeah, because it's foolishness. Like I'm putting my life on the line. I'm putting my everything on the line, my freedom on the line. I'm putting my goals, my values, my everything on the line. If I'm going past the point of loyalty, where it's just like, I don't care what it is, I'm just gonna be down for you no matter what. Even if we end up, I don't know, in jail. Like it turns out that that's foolish. That is foolish to say, unless it's your brother. Then that's not foolish. But other than siblings, it's foolish to say. Like, so I think when you pass loyalty and you go into it doesn't matter what you do, like you're being foolish to you, you're being foolish to them. If you're going to be loyal to someone, you need to be honest, and following them into something you don't believe is foolishness. That's not being honest. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think there's extreme loyalty. I think there's loyal, and then there's get your life together unless it's your brother or sister.
Thank you, Queen Dom. Real quick before we get to you, Mrs. M3, want to shout out Tristan Draper. Sorry about that. Says, "What up, chat? Thank you for tuning in. If you guys have not hit that like, definitely go ahead and hit that like. And you can go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified. All righty. So we have a guest, but we'll bring the guest in a little bit. Real quick, Mrs. M3, what are your thoughts? Is there such a thing as extreme loyalty? And at what point does loyalty cross the line?
When I think extreme loyalty, I think that statement, I don't know who came up with it. It's the craziest thing ever to me. The ride or die person.
Mm.
I'm going to be in the car riding with you. Let's find solutions so none of us have to die. Like, if it's something that's going to jeopardize our lives, like, no, you know, yeah, there's those personalities that can be like that, ride or die. That's what I think of when I think extreme loyalty. And yeah, I guess it exists. You know, there are people that are, you know, reckless and dangerous and will do all those things, including, as Mrs. Red Lipstick, they would be the ones to go to jail with that friend. I'm with her, like, mm-mm. I have a life to live and there are other people depending on me. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Mrs. M3. All righty. So our guest is Mr. Best in the World. Oh, never mind. He's not coming in. Okay, cool with me. We can keep it the ladies. That is no problem. That's how we like it anyway. We just keep it all the way 100 and real. All righty. So yes, next we have Miss Luann. What are your thoughts? Is there such a thing as extreme loyalty? And at what point does loyalty cross the line?
Yeah, there is. I do believe there is a definition of that, and that's just when someone is just like the panel said, have not really been honest, and they don't want to tell the person what they're doing is wrong, and so they just go along with it. You are now a follower. Um, I do think that when that happens, when someone is trying to tell you or lead you down the wrong way, that's the end. That's crossed the line. Unless you just want to be that type of person, but uh, I just couldn't imagine. It's just crossing the line when y'all both bearing your body. That's crossing the line. I'm telling on you. I'm telling you. I'm telling on you. Don't tell me. I'm telling on you. I love you dearly, but if you killing somebody, I'm telling on your ass. Straight up. Next 48 hours, I know where they at.
You're hilarious. Like, I know it. I'll lead you right to him. I don't mind.
Oh, shit.
Luann. I
Here's the
can't.
killer. Where's my
I ain't
reward?
going. I ain't going.
Where's my reward?
When you know the saying, Luann.
Snitches get
Snitches
stitches.
get stitches.
Well, you know what? I don't give a damn. I got my riches.
I'm gonna just drink my water and mind my
Snitches
business.
may get
I ain't
stitches, but we
snitching.
shall
I'm
get
my business.
riches. Okay. Ow.
That's hilarious. Real quick, thank you, Miss Luann, for your lovely information. We loved it. Real quick, before we get to MzTy, I want to shout out. She stole my thunder. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Well, damn.
Thank you for being here and commenting in the chat. If you have not hit the like, definitely go ahead and hit that like. Absolutely and for sure. All right, so MzTy, the question is there such a thing as extreme loyalty, and at what point does loyalty cross the line?
Oh yeah, it is a such thing, and you can cross the line. I get a couple of ladies already said something about it. You know, when one person would just go to jail for another.
Not doing it.
You know, I have seen young ladies take the rap for their guy,
Not doing it.
pulling long time for their boyfriend while they behind bars. He done got another girl with three babies and 1,900 children.
But man, he getting some good loving while you with
Right,
jail.
while you behind bars because you want to take this rap for him. You know that's that craziness. You know, you have
commissary food not that good. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, looking at each other through a glass. Come on now. Not doing it.
I'm gonna need to feel your tongue. No.
Nope, not doing it.
You don't get no time together. But yeah, he's spending time with other people. But
Mhm.
yeah, and I mean, you can look at it like with the gang life. They are extreme with their loyalty.
Mhm.
That's the way they're built. You no crossing the line. Even if you call yourself going, straight and narrow, you still not telling nothing. Your lips are still closed. So even if you're not repping the colors or the gang or whatever, but no snitching, you don't know nothing, even though you're not active. That's that extreme loyalty. So yes, there is such a thing.
Thank
Miss Red
you.
Lipstick Vibes. I hear Louisiana in your voice. Are you from the South?
I'm from New Orleans.
Oh,
You
I
from New
knew it.
Orleans?
Beautiful voice. I love it.
Thank you. So I try to hide it a little bit. I try to hide it. Well, don't get me excited. Then you
Girl,
really
don't,
hear
girl,
that.
girl, don't have your accent right where you from. Come on, Dom. Where your accent at, Dom? Okay, there you
Word.
go.
Nah,
That's right.
word. Because nah, the word.
Now
You
I'm
got
saying,
mad
now I'm
tight?
saying.
Y'all so silly.
Y'all need to go back to y'all countries.
Don't worry about it. Don't hate.
Okay.
Don't hate.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in my country, baby.
All I have to say is
You
Knowledge
can
is
go
trolling
back to
right
my
there.
state.
Molly says if I break someone's neck, my wife will do the time for me. She
Oh
said
my.
nope.
She
Not
said
happening.
no.
I will listen,
Miss
Mrs.
M3.
M3, I will pay your bill.
Miss
Your
M3,
bill,
we're gonna
Mrs.
put you
M3.
on
I
a
will get
whole
you
new
out.
dating site.
Exactly.
You not gonna do that.
Thank you.
The ladies will meet you at Central Booking, sis. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Right, we got you. We
I will
bailing
have your
you out.
bill money and a
That's
spa
hilarious.
certificate, okay?
And
When
then
you come
and
out.
then and then
Wait,
I'm
you
gonna
are not
call
no
my
codependent.
peoples to have him hunt him down for putting you in that position.
There we go. There we go. We got it. Reciprocity.
Yes. All right, so you guys, we have a guest. So I want to bring the guest on. And so it will no longer be all ladies. This is a gentleman, you guys. So we are going to welcome our guest, and then we will get to Queen, and then we'll have our guests to go ahead and give their feedback on our questions. So our guest is Simon Hectic. How are you, Simon?
Welcome, Simon.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can.
Mr.
Thank you
Panel.
thank you for
Thanks for
joining the panel.
Thanks for having me on. There's a bit of a debate about whether I can come on or not, but I appreciate it. I was just generally interested in. I'm just generally interested in these conversations. I'm from overseas, so when I
Right.
hear
You're in England, correct?
so when I hear sort of these conversations going on, some of it I'm familiar with, and some of it I'm not, totally not. So yes, I appreciate you having me on. Peace to
Well,
knowledge
thank
and
you.
relationships. M3, Mr. Best in the world.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and ask Queen respond to the question, and then we'll get to you to get your response. And then, of course, I always like to go last after everybody gets there. So, Queen, our question was: is there such a thing as extreme loyalty? At what point does loyalty cross the line?
I don't think there's a such. I think circumstances are extreme, but your loyalty to the person is not extreme. Meaning that you can support a person, you don't have to get caught up with what they're doing. You can hey, I know what you're about on a Friday night. I'm cool. I check you on Monday. We can go to lunch. You know what I mean? Like, your loyalty doesn't have to put you in bad situations. And, for me, it takes a long time to get me loyal, but when I am, I'm ride or die. And the Urban Dictionary terminology for ride or die means that you do whatever you need to do for that person in the face of danger. It ain't talking about doing stupid things. It's talking about you do whatever you need to do to protect or take care of that person. It don't mean I need to kill somebody. Don't mean I need to do. I can do whatever I need to do and still stay safe and out the jail. So yes, I'm ride or die, and I don't believe that there's extreme loyalty. I think there are extreme actions. I can be loyal and I don't have to be caught up in it. It's kind of like, what's that movie? What was it? Boys in the Hood, when they went out and he was chilling. He didn't get involved in what they got involved in. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you very, very much. I'm over here reading these comments. Sorry. All righty. So okay, so we're gonna get to Simon. I do want to get your feedback on this question. So it says, is there such a thing as extreme loyalty, and at what point does loyalty cross the line? What are your thoughts?
I was listening. And some of the stories I've heard from my perspective are quite bizarre, to be honest. And the thing is that's what makes it interesting from this side of the pond. Not to say that I don't know people that have gone through things like that. But the more I listen, the more I'm getting an idea of what some people have gone through in terms of relationships. And therefore they have a perspective on, you know, people they may want to sort of get involved with. Loyalty to me is just loyalty. There's no other sort of, there shouldn't be a detraction from anything. It's just, it's a singular word. And it's like, you know, just putting a fence up is loyalty. There shouldn't be a dynamic around it. You know, so sometimes when, you know, people might get involved with people and have an idea around loyalty, but they're not setting a standard to say, this is what loyalty means to me. And if someone crosses that line, then I'm going the other way, because that's all you can do, really. But some people waver, you know, and they'll try and figure it out, like try to make someone understand what loyalty means to them, when obviously the other person doesn't understand. So then you get conflict, and that could be damaging, and that damage can be, you know, something that you can't sort of detract for a very long time. And I think that's where a lot of people, you know, it's almost like take it for granted. You know, they take for granted their emotional being and their setup and their mind state, in terms of they feel like they can handle something. So they're like, give it to me. You know, I'm going to give this to you. I'm trying to show you what loyalty is. But most of the time, you know, there's this pushback, and you go back and forth, and it's like sewing. And then you do that, there's that wrong stitch, and the whole thing falls apart. But that's just my initial thoughts.
Interesting. No, I appreciate your input. I appreciate your input. Thank you so much for that. Real quick before I give my feedback to the question, I just want to shout out Jessica, who is tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Jessica. Please feel free to hop on the panel. I'm gonna post the StreamYard link for you. Please feel free to come on down and show your beautiful face and help join and answer some questions. We love to have you. So real quick, as far as the question, I don't necessarily think that there is extreme loyalty. I think there are extreme expectations with loyalty. And so I say that, like, so for instance, so I was originally born in England. Most people know that. I came here when I was 8, so I've been here for a while. And so my dad's side of family is still in England. And my mother's side of family, some are in England, some are in Jamaica, some are in the US. And so my father and I, we no longer talk. He disowned me because of the fact that I wanted to get in touch with his side of family that lives in England. And when I originally asked him about connecting with them, he told me, well, I don't talk to them and you should neither. And that was his response. That was it. There was not a reason other than that he gave. And when he found out that I was in contact with them, he didn't want anything to do with me or with my daughter, which, I look at things as, everything happens for a reason, and, it is what it is. That was his decision, not necessarily a decision I could do anything about because it's out of my hands. But that's the thing, like in his case, like my loyalty should have been to him, not to any of his family. It should have been to him because I chose not to remain loyal to him. He was just done. And I even think just with family in general, where you have it where there's things going on behind closed doors. And the expectation is you're not supposed to say anything. You keep this in the house. What happens in the house stays in the house. That type of mentality is devastating. And you have that mentality where you should be loyal to us. You don't say anything to anybody else. You are only loyal to us, and that's it. And I feel like that when I say those extreme expectations, that's what I'm talking about. You have people that have these extreme expectations about what loyalty means, even where you have it where you have like people who have said, the friends, like if they do something, like you're going to cover for them or you're not going to snitch for them. I mean, I'm a teacher, like most people know. I even have these young kids that talk about, oh, I'm not going to snitch. And I had to have a conversation with one of them, like, look, don't be listening to him because you see what he's trying to do, like not snitching, giving up X amount of years of your life for someone else who could care less. I mean, even having to talk to people that are that young about it really amazes me because then it gets you thinking about the lifestyle that they have at home. But that's what I say is that I don't think there's extreme loyalty. I think there's extreme expectations when it comes to loyalty. And when you don't meet those, people are just done. They don't want anything else to do with you. And you cannot have that. You cannot. But once again, it goes into the whole communication aspect of what loyalty is. And I think that with certain relationships, it's almost an unspoken expectation. Like when it comes to certain family, there's this unspoken expectation about what loyalty is to them. Even with parents and kids, there's this unexplained loyalty when it comes to the parent and the child. And so I think every relationship, there has to be discussions that are had. That communication has to be there. When it's not, it can definitely be detrimental. So that's my answer to that question. Y'all know I tend to get long-winded, but did everybody answer the question? Anybody have anything else they want to add to that question? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
All right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. That's interesting from my perspective because what you said was, I'm just trying to understand. So your father is where? Your father?
He's in England right now. He's in London.
He's in he's
right.
in another. I've actually that's a complete juxtaposition to me because I've got the same situation. I have a daughter in another country. Okay. and what you just spoke on rang bells in my head because I totally get that because she was it was I've spoken on this before, but it's a cultural thing. So there was this whole sort of thing that went on with her family, like the mother and their whole setup didn't align with what was going on my side of things. Although like we sort of met in the middle. The mother of her. The mother of my daughter. So how did you feel about that? Is that sort of like something that is a string, like per se, in terms of a continuation in your life? Because this is what I'm sorry, I don't want to sort of blast like the conversation, but
no, you're fine.
I'm sort of hearing I'm hearing this thing, and I've gone on other panels and I'm trying to work it out to an extent, like in terms of what I'm hearing in terms of, you know, the female experience, because this is not like, I don't know if this is a male experience. I have not experienced this, but there seems to be these things going on consistently throughout a female's life where they experience these relationships, whether it's their father, a partner, a boyfriend, which is choppy, and it creates a lot of trauma, or I don't know if you want to call it trauma. It just it's a lot.
It is.
It creates this thing where there's a lot going on, so it preoccupies you ultimately.
So for me, like when it initially happened, I was upset just because, because I think differently about things. So I feel that even if you don't really want anything to do with them, allow someone to make that decision on their own. Like, especially if it's your child. That's why you have a lot of parents who do not get along, and they do not want the child to have anything to do with the other parent's family, and so they keep the child away from the parent or the other parent's family, because you're so upset with this person about something they did or something they said or anything like that. And it's not necessarily that the child is in danger, just you don't like this person anymore. So in your mind, my job is to keep the child away from them. So for me, I was upset because I didn't understand, because he never explained why he felt the way he did. His only thing was, I don't talk to them, so you shouldn't either. And I mean, maybe in his mind he didn't have to explain, but I feel like that is traumatic in itself, just because now you've left this open-ended thought of what it could be. And so for me, I feel like if he would have explained it, it would have helped me to understand his thinking more, to why he felt the way that he did, but he didn't. But when it comes down to it, I was upset, but I have no control over somebody else and what they say and what decisions they make. So if that's what he chose to do, that's his decision. I'm in contact with his family. I absolutely love my dad's side of family. I've been to England a couple times to visit them, haven't since the pandemic, but I absolutely love them. I think they're all amazing, which even makes me even more confused about why he feels the way he did. But I don't want to allow his thinking to corrupt my thinking as far as wanting to build those relationships. So if he wanted to have a relationship with me, I wouldn't turn him away. I wouldn't do that just because I feel like that's just not what I do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it did hurt me when it initially happened, but it's something that happened. I have no control over it. There's nothing I can do about it. That was a decision he made for whatever reason he made it. And I do believe that everything happens for a reason. So I may not understand the reason, but it happened and I have no control over it. So my best bet is to continue to live my life and do the best I can and not dwell on a decision somebody made that wasn't a decision I would have made. Because like I said, I have no control over his thoughts, his actions, his decisions. And like I said, to this day, I have no idea why he made the decision he made. But I feel like if it would have affected me, I feel that I would have this anger towards him, which I don't. And I wouldn't necessarily I may not want to be in touch with his side of family, but I do. And like I said, I think they're amazing. So yeah, I mean, but everybody's different. So that might not necessarily be the way for everybody. I know it's for me, so.
I can speak on that if that's okay, but I don't know.
Is everybody okay with that? Because I know we're having like this dialogue. Is everybody good with that? Anybody? No? Okay, go ahead, Simon.
I just noticed that you used the word corrupt. Like when you say like, I'm just wondering, have you actually had a dialogue with him specifically around the situation?
So I haven't, because he's blocked me. Like as soon as he found out I was with his family, he completely blocked me from any type of communication with him.
Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I like to share things about me and my life, just because I feel like if somebody's going through something I've gone through, it may help them at some point. So yeah, so I'm comfortable sharing some things depending on what it is, of course. So,
Tammy, I
yeah.
will like to say, you know, depending on, just because your relationship with his family is one way, that doesn't mean that's what he had. And so the traumas he may have experienced that he's not letting you in may be a lot deeper than he even wants to take you there with it. So I think that's unfortunate. But
and that's the thing is and that's the thing is I understand that. Like I understand that there's something that he's experiencing he's not sharing. And so, and this is so, and I've said this before, I feel is a problem when you don't share things with your kids. Like the way you grew up, the way you were raised, even the way you were disciplined. I mean, I feel like there's things that need to be shared to help your kids understand you better and understand why you make the decisions you make. Because I feel like that understanding, that communication, it needs to be there. I feel like I didn't have that when I was younger. So I grew when I was growing up, middle school, high school, I felt a certain kind of way because I didn't understand my mother's decisions about things. Now that I'm older, my mother and I, we've had conversations and I understand her and I understand why she made the decision she made. I just wish she would have opened up to me when I was younger. And when we talked, my mom, she said, well, I didn't want to inflict that trauma on you. And I said, well, you inflicted it on me in a different way. So not necessarily with what you said, you inflicted on me with what you didn't say and with the actions that you took because you were choosing not to say. So, so like I said, I do understand that there's probably some things that he dealt with when it comes to his family, why he made the decision he made. I wish that, and I still hope that at some point he contacts me and he says, I do want to open up to you about it. I hope one day he does. But I don't know if that is going to happen, but the door is open for that. And I would definitely welcome that because that would definitely help me to understand him better and understand why he came to the decision that he came to. But like I said, he hasn't done that. He's blocked off complete communication. So at this point, there's no way for me to do that. So in order for that to happen, he would have to reach out to me because I have no way to reach out to him. So like I said, I welcome it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, a lot of, I don't know, was he a young father?
I don't know. I think he had me like in his, well, depending on what you consider young. If you consider you young, like 20s, then yes.
That's a young father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but he has another son. He has a son who he has completely cut off and this son lives in England. He's completely cut off communication with him as well. And he had him, like, I think in his 30s. In fact.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really speak for him, but I find the problem with, and I've spoken on this before as well, with a lot of men, especially young men, is communication. Understanding women is a big deal. It's a real big deal. I don't think, or should I say, it's few and far between that can really get to understand how to communicate, period. And further to that, communicate with women. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
No
see the
problem.
time.
No problem. Yeah. No, yeah, and I put it just because like I know like I talk a lot. I mean, I'm just very talkative. So yeah, and I don't want everybody to feel like, the conversation's been kind of like taken over. So I apologize, you guys. I enjoyed that I enjoyed that back and forth dialogue though. So yeah. So okay, so we're gonna get to the next question because we do have 2 more questions, you guys. So our next question is: with loyalty comes trust. Once gone, how hard is it to get back and why? So we are going to start with Mrs. M3, Queen, both have Simon, Queen Dom, Luann, and then Blooming Ebony. All righty. So Mrs. M3, what are your thoughts? And I'm going to take the timer off for you. There you go. All righty. So what are your
When I
thoughts?
get 5 minutes, I didn't get 5. No, I don't need 5. I believe that trust and loyalty go hand in hand. So once trust is broken, loyalty is looked at as non-existent. And in order to get back to a place where there is trust again and loyalty is established again, there's interventions. It has to be interventions. If you're trying to do it by yourself with all the same tools that you had from the beginning, it's not going to work. And you're going to wind up saying yes, and in the back of your mind, there's still no trust. And the minute that they show you the same thing, you're really done. And so it has to have interventions. That's what I'd say, because you need new tools if you're going to rebuild a new foundation. It can't be the same old one.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that. Thank you, Mrs. M3. Real quick, Lady Brown says, First Lady, if he reaches out but prefers not to speak on his family, can you accept our relationship without explanation? I don't mind. So this is the thing, and I'm not going to get too. In fact, let me put myself on the timer, because if I don't, I'll talk too much. So I'll do a 1-minute timer. So because I'm very big on family as far as my daughter, I would like her to have a relationship with her grandfather. So if he doesn't want to speak about it, I will respect that. I'm not going to force. I would like him to when he's comfortable. I mean, I would like him to at some point. But I do want my daughter to have a relationship with her grandfather. So if he were to contact me and he didn't want to speak on that, then that's his choice, and I'm not going to make him do that. I think I would be happy that he even wanted to reach out. So I don't want to do anything to push him away after he's chosen to reach out. So yeah, so I would be okay with that. I think I would just, because I do pray, I think I would just pray that at some point he would open up to me. So that is my answer to that question. And I kept it under a minute. Yay. All righty. So Queen, what are your thoughts to question number 7?
I think anything can be fixed if both parties want to fix it. Anything can be mended if both parties want to do the work. So I think the problem comes when it's not about how hard it is. It's about whether you're willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work, stop the bullshit, cut it off, and let it go. Don't make it seem like you want to put in the work and then don't do a damn thing to put in the work. I have zero tolerance for that. Either you want to put in the work, you want to forgive, you say you forgive, you want to move on, and let's work and let's build from a fresh start. If you want to keep going back to the old foundation, damn it, stay there by yourself, because I've moved on. So those are my thoughts.
Man, oh man.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on real quick. So I would just want to shout out Women of Saphir. I think that's how you pronounce it. I want to shout them out because they're in the chat. They say they say hello. Thank you for tuning in. And also, I think it was YouTube Conversation. Oh, there it is. YouTube Conversations. Thank you for tuning in. Says this is the best channel on YouTube. I heard that. Thank you very much. But we do have some people on the channel on the podcast right now that do have some really great channels too. So we are great, and there's some other people that are also great. So yes. All righty. So thank you for that, Queen. Thank you very, very much. All righty, Simon, what are your thoughts as far as number 7?
Right. I've had some situations in my past where you know, some people, some like relationships I've been in have totally shocked me, like to a point where I had to shut my whole life down.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry.
And it's that thing, you know, it's that thing. I think Lauryn Hill spoke on it, but it's like, it's that thing. And trust is paramount, I think, with people that are serious anyway. There's a lot of people running around here that are not serious. So trust don't mean nothing to them. But if you're a person that takes trust seriously, and, you know, wants to build something, and has a vision, then obviously if someone walks into your life and comes into your life and breaks that trust, there's a problem. So you need to figure yourself out as well. You know, you need to understand who you are. You need to understand your levels, because we all have levels. And if you're operating at a level where it's just like loyalty means nothing to you and trust means nothing to you, then that's you, and you could do that, but stay there. You get what I mean? Because that's your box, that's your square, that's where you're standing. Walk in your lane, and that's cool, and no one's gonna bother you. You don't bother nobody else. But if you're getting to the next level where you want to do something and you want to grow and you want to build and you want to become something, then obviously loyalty is going to mean something to you, because that's just the world. Like when you're in them rooms, you know, them rooms with them people that can do something for you, loyalty's everything. They're not mucking about with you. They're not playing with you. You say one word, they're off. You need to show yourself and show yourself real. So I get that. I get it on a big scale. And, you know, loyalty and trust is like hand-in-hand partnership. And without it, if you're a person that wants to do something and, you know, operate in this world productively, professionally, then, you know, it has to be part of you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was nice. I like what you said. Thank you very much. Real quick, I want to read this comment. We want to shout out 2 Cents Uncensored. Says, hey y'all, pleasure to see real conversations being held by way of Mr. Best of the World 84 and M3. I subscribed and liked on the way in. I'll be supporting regularly as much as possible. Well, thank you very, very much. We love it. We love it. Thank you so much. Our relationship says, thank you, Miss 2 Cents Uncensored. I just subscribed to your channel and watching your first video right now. Nice. All righty. So we have Hunter What says, party people, party people. And Mr. Bestworld says, uh-oh, he said something. There we go. Follow, subscribe to 2 Cents Uncensored. That is the link to 2 Cents Uncensored, so you guys can subscribe to that lovely person that says they're going to be subscribed. They have subscribed to us. Nice, nice. All righty. Thank you, Simon, for your input on that question. We are going to get to Miss Queen Dom. All righty. With loyalty comes trust. Once gone, how hard is it to get back and why?
So first, before I answer, I hate when I'm wrong about things or I overreact. Simon, you know, I thought you were coming in with the heat. We get a lot of men, you know, that come on to ladies' night and they like to mansplain, and sometimes they don't have the best attitudes and they're not the most respectful. I found your comment a little sarcastic. Thanks for showing your face. I found your comment a little sarcastic. So, you know, I came in hot, but, you know, I love everything that you have said so far. And please tune in when we have brunch time next Saturday. You can definitely come on my panel because I'm all about like peace and positivity, which is why I came in hot. But besides that, I think that would no, yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. I didn't even hear what Queen said, but I heard the tone in which she said it. So I'm pretty sure I'm about to say the same thing or something very similar.
That's
You
right.
break my
Stand up.
trust. Well, shut it down. It is
That's
getting
right.
shut down. You do not get a comeback. Like I gave you trust and you broke it. So why would you expect a second chance? Why don't even ask me? That's a dumb question. Don't come ask me, oh, you're gonna trust me again. What can I do to earn your trust? You did it and then you lost it. So don't ask me, leave me alone. Back up out my face. Don't talk to me again. Okay. And that's just how I feel. I'm a very shut it down, let it go kind of person. Like I don't care. I don't care who you are. You're not going to interrupt my life, my peace. Listen, I already got my own mental health issues I got to deal with. Okay. So I don't got time for you and your non-trusting bullshit. Okay. Keep it on that side and don't come.
Non-trusting bullshit.
Thank you. Well, yes, the bullshit that you do and that I cannot trust. Okay. And that's how I feel. Stay away from me.
Oh,
Get away.
you're a tiger. You're a little pussy cat. You're not a tiger.
Bro.
Hannah Watt says, "Dang, no second chances."
No, I don't do my, and you know, it's crazy. My mom used to always tell me, like, but come on, that's your cousin. But I don't care. I was her cousin when she broke my trust. Why didn't you tell her I was her cousin when she broke my trust? Don't come telling me, oh, but that's your, I don't care. Don't blame the second person. Don't say, oh, but you, Fred. No, I don't have to do anything. I didn't start this. They started this. Leave them in their own bubble and stay away from me. I didn't start anything. I was minding my business and drinking my water.
Not minding your business and drinking your water.
Exactly. Thank you.
Mind my business and drink some water.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Working, sleeping, and minding my business. Watch TikTok. I've been working, sleeping, and minding my business.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, protect your peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yes. Luann, it is actually your turn, my dear.
Well, I'll keep it kind of sweet here. I'm going to agree with everything that Queen said, excuse me. Because I feel like if you are going to invest into a relationship, whether it's a friendship, marriage, or anything, it takes work. And so if you want to continue this friendship, then fine, let's work at it. But if not, and you still on the old bullshit, then I don't have time for it. Bye. So that means that season with you, I hate to say it, but that season with you is just done. And it's okay. Like I have come to the terms that it's okay to not want to be friends with someone. And I think one time I put that on my Facebook. Is it okay for me not to want to be friends with this particular person? Maybe because they just drain something out of me, or is it something that I do not want to pursue? And sometimes I just don't want to pursue you as a friend. I just don't want to be your friend. I just don't want to have nothing to do with you. And I don't think that is wrong. You have to know your space. But for the ones that you want to give your time to, the ones that you feel like you are loyal to, if you work at that relationship, it can build. You know, that's just my thing.
Got to get new tools. That's
Thank
right.
you, Luann. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All righty. Blooming Ebony, what are your thoughts? Did you want me to put up the question again?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All righty. There you go.
Yes, it's very hard to get it back. I don't know if anyone has done like a branding or reputation training, but when you're learning about like impressions, you learn that with every one negative, it takes 8 to 12 positives to fix that one negative, to kind of make up for it. So when you mess up and you lose someone's trust, you have to work really hard to get it back if they're willing to give you that room to get it back. So yes, I do think it's hard to get it back, but I do think that the person's willing to try, depending on what it is. I'm okay with second chances. I see it as, if I were to do this thing, would I want a second chance? Is this, was this something that they did not quite intentionally? They didn't know, or they did know when, they just I don't know, whatever it is. If I'm okay with it, then yeah, I'll give them a second chance. But it's definitely really hard, and they have to put the time and the energy in. It's not something that you can get back overnight.
Thank you, Blooming Ebony. Yeah, I would say that it is very hard to get back. And sometimes you never get it back. And, you know, for some people, you know, they do get it back, you know, for whatever the reason. I mean, there's been people that I have lost trust with, and then I'm cordial and we may communicate, but we're not there. We don't get there because now I don't know where I stand with you. I don't know where that is. And I can't put myself out there to risk going through the same thing again, because I think the first time it's where if it's something happens, you don't necessarily blame yourself because you didn't know any better. But if you allow them to come back and it happens again, now this time you're looking like, well, I should have known better because I saw what happened the first time and I still chose to get that, you know, that connection back. And now look, it's happened a second time. So it's like the second time you kind of are more of, you know, doing some self-blame just because you should have known better because you saw what happened the first time. So, you know, I personally don't think I could get that back. I might be cordial with you. I may have forgiven you, but then I have to protect myself. So I do think you know, it does have to do with the protection element. But yeah, it is very, very hard to get back. Very, very hard. All righty, ladies and our gentlemen. We have our very last question. And that question is, do you believe the phrase, you are either loyal completely or not loyal at all? Why or why not? So we are going to start with Queen. We'll go to Simon. We'll go to Queen Dom, Luann, Blooming Ebony, and then Mrs. M3. All righty, Queen, what are your thoughts on our last question?
Well, I've never heard that phrase. So I think you are loyal, but I think I don't think it's either or. I think you're loyal or you're not honest. You're not honest about how you feel or what's going on. I don't think it's about either or you're not loyal. I think depends on I don't know. I'm a little confused with the phrasing of the question. So maybe I'll go back. Let me hear somebody else's term.
Okay, no problem. Real quick before we get to Simon, just want to shout out Arshawn Dave. Thank you for tuning in. So nice to see you. Thank you. He says, ladies night. All righty. Thank you so much. Great to see you. All righty, Simon, what are your thoughts? You are either loyal completely or not loyal at all. Why or why not? Do you believe that phrase?
Yeah, no, that's a real good question, and it's a real good phrase. I personally believe that people are just built a certain way, and we get all these different things coming at us. We're in a completely different world. This is a new phenomena, like in terms of like what we're being what we're susceptible to, what we're living in. We have all these images and all this information. It's a new information age, like in terms of what's coming at us and how we can handle it and what we can manage and how we can manage it. No one's telling us how to do all of that, apart from the information we're getting from the people that are close to us or the people that know us or the people that want to rock with us. Yeah, I just think, you know, when you get the athletes, when you get the, you know, the people that are making like stupid money out there, and or the, you know, the politicians and all these people that are in certain situations, they're just built like that. You know, if you're born affluent, you're born affluent. If you're born in the projects, you're born in the projects. You know, there's a discrepancy. So we need to acknowledge that. We need to acknowledge who we are and who we connect with. And, you know, we connect as human beings. Yeah, but connect with the people you connect with. Like, understand and don't get distracted. You can venture, and adventure is like, yeah, I want to go on a holiday. I want to go to a theme park, and take that time out, explore it, you know. But you're always going to come back home. And when you walk through that door, that's your home. You can't turn it to another person in your home. So at the end of the day, it's like, just be who you are and recognize who you are, educate yourself. And the people that are around you that care for you will help you educate yourself and help you be the best person you can be. And that's life, as far as I'm concerned. Like, we're just built how we're built. Don't try to be something different. Don't get distracted by people telling you you're this or you're that, or you're any negative sort of thought is crazy. On the other side, not crazy from your side. Don't internalize and think you're crazy. Why is someone telling you you're crazy? Ask yourself that. With that, I'm gonna bounce. It's like 4 o'clock over here, but I really love this conversation. I appreciate you ladies having me up. You're all beautiful people.
Thank you.
You take care of yourselves. 2022 to us. All right, take care.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming back on, and definitely feel free to come back again and tune into, and he's gone. So if you can hear me, tune into Knowledge and Relationships on the other days that we do things besides ladies' night. So, all righty. So nice. Very, very nice. All righty. So Queen Dom, I think you were next on that question. Before you do, real quick, I just want to shout out Mrs. Married. Says hi to the wonderful people on the panel. So glad to see you in the chat. Thank you, Mrs. Mary, for tuning in. Great to have you on in the chat. All righty. Queen Dom, what are your thoughts on that phrase? You are either loyal completely or not loyal at all. Do you believe that phrase? Why or why not?
So I think my computer is moving a little bit slow. Let me know if I'm talking slow.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Everyone was moving slow. No, the wording is a little confusing, but here's the thing. You are either a loyal person or you're not a loyal person. Well, I mean, I feel like if it's your coworker, like, I don't care about my coworker and the loyalty. Like, if you do something stupid and it affects my job, I'm not going to be loyal. So yeah, I think if you're loyal to somebody, you're either loyal to that person or you're not loyal to that specific person. Because you can't be like, oh, some days I'm loyal and then some days I'm not. Like, I think there's a difference between being loyal and, like I said, overstepping, which I'm going to rephrase it and call it ride or die, because that's exactly what I was talking about. Because for my brother, I'm going to ride or die. For my uncle, I'm going to ride or die. And it is foolishness, but I'm going to do it for those two. Other than that, I think, yeah, you're loyal or you're not loyal. Like, you can't be in the middle. Like, that's like saying, I'm honest and I'm honest with, I don't know, like, I could say I'm not fully honest with my mom. I know that. I can't say I'm honest with my mom because I'm not. I can say I'm honest with my brother. I can say I'm honest with my friends. I can say, but I can't say, oh, I'm honest with my mom, because I'm not 100%. So, and you guys, for me, you need to check all the boxes. So it's yes or it's no. You can't be in the middle of loyalty. And if you are in the middle, listen, you're going to get yourself into some mess. And that's how you end up in drama when you're in the middle, when you can't choose a side. It's how you end up in drama. So yeah, you're loyal to the person or you're not loyal. Okay. And if you're not loyal, I don't know. I was going to say something mean, but never mind. That was it.
Thank you, Queen Dom. All righty, Luann, what are your thoughts? You're either loyal completely or not loyal at all. You leave that phrase, why or why not?
Yeah, I'm a ditto with Queen Dom said. You either loyal or you're not. You can't be kind of in the middle. But again, if you are trying to pull me in to do something, whether you my friend or my family member, if you doing something stupid and you got me in the car, bruh, I'm telling on you. So that's just it. Yes, no, I don't give a damn. Yes, I did not do it. Because my time, at that moment, loyalty stops because you did not think about my time. You didn't think about me. You thought about getting what you wanted, and you didn't include me in that. You didn't give me a chance to get myself out of that. You included me in that. So for
Mm.
that reason alone, you were not being loyal to me. You were kind of stabbing me in the back. So I'm supposed to be, oh, shut up. Yes, it's again here
Again
with
with
the
the
snitching.
snitching.
I'm telling on you. Yes. But again, if we still doing what we doing, we good. But if you put me in a position where now my life is in danger, you don't trap me. You don't come before me. That's stupid to put people before you.
All righty. Thank you, Luann. Appreciate that. All righty. So we have Blooming Ebony. What are your thoughts on our last question?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard this saying before either. And I can't help but read it in like a crazy person's voice. Like it's just, there's so many absolutes. Sometimes the way that I'm interpreting it is maybe a bit different than how everyone else is, but sometimes I think that when we expect people to do things the way that we think they should do it, and I do think that sometimes people think that they're being loyal, but because we're not receiving it as loyalty, then we want to assume that they're not, if that makes sense. So for example, the whole ride or die thing, like a man could say, well, if you don't sit in this car with me while I go shoot up this house, you're not loyal, right? But everything you've done up to this point was loyal. So this question is really hard for me. I don't really think it makes much, or this phrase, sorry, doesn't really make sense to me. I think it's kind of odd. I think that, of course, you shouldn't be like halfway in, halfway out with somebody if you're committed to them. But at the same time, I do think that people expect to receive things sometimes the way that they want it. And if you don't give it to them the way that they want it, doesn't mean that you're not loyal to them. It just means that you have standards. So yeah, I don't know. I'm literally hearing like a crazy person saying it, like screaming it at me and like, oh God, calm down.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. M3, what are your thoughts?
Can you put the question back up there?
Yes, ma'am.
You're either loyal completely or you're not loyal at all. See, so for me, I read this and I think it was really funny what you said, Kris. I read it and I think about what First Lady Tammy said, in the fact that they have to know your expectations. Otherwise, give them a chance. They didn't know. They didn't know better. But once you know, I feel like it's no longer gray. Like once you know that this, person, take me for example. I've shared my life with you, and I don't expect to hear it from someone else that I haven't ever talked to. Once you know that, I feel like then you're intentionally crossing a loyalty boundary. If it happens again, it's on me to make a decision. Will I continue sharing intimate parts of my life with this person? They know everything about me, but I can't trust them. And I hear everything that everyone is saying about trust, but for me, loyalty is trust. And if that's broken, it's hard to get back. If you want to build that trust and you have the same tools, it's not going to work. So is it black and white like that? Once you know, I think yes. But if you don't know, I'm going to give you another chance. That's how I feel.
Hey, thank you, Mrs. M3. So real quick, I think that for me, loyalty is about expectations. So, the phrase, you're either loyal completely or not loyal at all. I don't think you can be, I think it's about understanding the expectations of somebody else and understanding your own expectations. And when that is put in place, I think you're golden. When that's not put in place, it leads to all kinds of havoc and all kinds of other things. So those are my thoughts on that. But other than that, we have reached the end of our questions.
Oh, I wanted to finish answering the question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Queen.
Don't worry about it.
You said
I know
what?
I know I'm not forgettable, so I'll let that pass.
I love you, Queen. I love you. I do.
I did want to say that
I do believe that loyalty, you can see when you use a definitive, like concrete answer, it's very hard because we're emotional beings. So you can appear that you're loyal, but you're not honest. So are you really loyal? You're not honest. You're not telling the truth. You're not saying really how you feel. You're moving like you're loyal, but you're not honest. So that's not loyal to me. So that's why I say it's hard to say either you're 100 or you're not, because you can have the appearance of this and not have it. It's just kind of like when HIV came out, they had a look. People had a look when they had it. Nowadays, you don't know who has it because they can have it, but they don't appear like they have it. They can have it, have sex, and take a pill, and you won't get it, but they still got it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's a little, the phrasing is a little off to me. I when I think of loyalty, I think of honesty. I think of it all. So if you're not feeling me, if you're not rocking with me, don't sit and play in my face and smile at me like you really rocking with me, because then you're appearing that you trust me, you do all this BS, but really you don't. So stop playing with me. Be honest. That's why I don't like if I tell you what I need, if I tell you, hey, I need A, B, C, D, that's it. Why are you shaking your head? You got something to say? Go ahead.
Shit.
Anyway, if I tell you I need A, B, C, D, and you give me C, E, F, that means you didn't hear me. That means you don't give a fuck, because you're not listening to what I need. I told you I need A, B, C, D. That's it. I don't need G, E, H. I don't need H, I, J, K. I don't need L, M, N, O, P. I need A, B, C, D.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you.
Really
And with
And not 1, 2, 3. Damn it.
I just want to comment on what Queen said. Listen, I had to cut my shower short for that. I heard you. This is why I say no second chances. I'm a very vocal person. Everyone, even if you barely know me, you know my A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So when you lose that trust, you already knew everything you needed to know. So I agree with Queen. So when you mess that up, that's why I don't give second chances. I'm very vocal 24/7. My mom just said to me the other day, well, who said that to you? Nobody. But I'm just saying, in case they do, this is how I feel. So, so yeah, I gotta agree with Queen. Like, sorry. I'm gonna go back
Once
to
you know, you know. That's it. Once you know, you know.
All areas of it. It's
First
just
Lady
not.
Tammy, you're muted. We can't hear you, First Lady Tammy.
Sorry about that. So Arsha says, Queen Forever 2K be dropping some out of the blue diamonds. She'll be quiet for 45 minutes. And then the comment just disappeared. Really? That's what we're doing? The comment just disappeared. I was reading it, and then the comment just, there it goes. For 40, quiet for 40 minutes, and then hit you with a bomb, like bam. Like hit you with a little something, little something.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, that's why I said it's so much deeper than just what it said. There's a lot that encompasses it. Like I said before, I've messed up. I've owned it. But the one thing I do not appreciate is lied to. So if you say we walking and we on the same page, bitch, I expect you to be on the same page with me. I don't expect you to be in a different book, on a different planet, in a different solar system. Because I'm thinking you sitting next to me and I wake up, you ain't nowhere to be found. That's what I'm saying. Loyalty is also being honest. And I think a lot of people have issues with being honest. Like I said before, I say it again. I see you. Pass me with the bullshit. If I need A, B, C, D, that's all the hell I want from you. I don't want nothing else. And if you can't give me A, B, C, D, don't give me a damn thing. And on that note, I'm out.
Well, thank you, Queen. Thank you. We definitely appreciate you. Definitely. On that note, we are done with our questions. I appreciated everybody's feedback. Simon that came on, we appreciate you. MzTy, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight each person. They can shout out their social media, and then we're gonna go ahead and close it out. So we're gonna start not with me. We're gonna start with Kris and Ebony.
Hello, I hope you guys enjoyed that. My name is Kris. You guys can follow me on YouTube at The Blooming Ebony and on Instagram at The Blooming Ebony as well. I'll probably be going live tonight. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to help somebody else, a special person, do their first live video. So stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram for more updates, and have a good night. Happy blooming.
All right.
Everyone, we hope you loved the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of insight from us on what loyalty is. Thank you. We enjoyed watching the chat. Catch us live every other Saturday here. Is it every other Saturday still? I think so. Here at Knowledge and Relationships. And please, by all means, learn from each other. Speak your piece, whatever you're feeling, and grow from it. Grow. Okay? And preserve your peace. That's all.
I'm unmuted. Oh, hi. I'm the Queen_Dom. You can find me on Instagram at the Queen_Dom. I'm also the assistant network manager for Knowledge and Relationships. So when I'm not sleeping, working, and minding my business, you might be able to catch me Monday through Thursday on the stream. Catch me here Saturday nights for Ladies Night, and then next Saturday and every other Saturday after that, catch Brunch Time with Queen Dom and my amazing co-host, Miss Love, who is here today. So yeah, if you love hearing that rawness and honesty, come over on Saturdays, and trust me, Queen will pop in and give you some realness as well. But yeah, have a good night, you guys. Mwah. Later.
Queen.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Queen Forever 2K, and you can find me on Instagram. See me on Knowledge and Relationships. I'm on every other platform. I pop in, I give my input, I learn, and I keep it pushing. Have a good night.
Hi. Sorry. Got something in my throat. This is Luann. You can find me here on Ladies Night, sometimes Mondays and Thursdays for Knowledge and Relationships, as well as Saturdays with Brunch with Dom and Luann. I look forward to seeing you guys all there, and thank you for coming tonight.
All righty. And I am First Lady Tammy. I am your host for Ladies Night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that like button, that you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Really, really enjoyed our topic today. I want to give a shout out real quick to Pillow Talk with Pillow Talk with Bay, I think it is. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we are about to end. You can definitely catch the replay as you said you're going to do, but thank you for commenting anyway. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. You guys can find me on Instagram at First Lady Tammy 916. And then I'm going to be starting my book chat next month, which is not that far away. And as I've said before, this is the first book that I'm going to be going over. It's a very, very awesome book. So yes, definitely a good topic of discussion. So yeah, so other than that, you can see me on here Ladies Night. You can see me on Mondays. You can see me on Thursdays. You might see me on other days. But yes, that is where I am. And thank you guys for being here to tune in to this topic with us. All righty. And
okay. So I know Damn, I'm always muted. All right, you guys can hear me now? Okay, good. So I just want to make like a quick fun announcement. So as of like tonight, we have reached to a total of 703 subscribers. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this music real quick because I've been waiting for this. Anybody can hear the music in the background?
No.
No, we can't hear it.
Nope.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. Damn it. All right, hold on for a second. I forgot to turn on. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and bam. You can't see what I'm doing on my end, but it's all right. Doesn't matter. So let me go ahead and play it. Now, can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, good. But anyways, yes, we have reached to 703 subscribers, everyone. And we could have not have done it without each and every one of the people that tune in and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. And I know we have other platforms like on Twitch and on Facebook, but the main goal is to make sure that we get to 1,000 subs. You know, I mean, that's a small milestone, but you know, we want to go from there and up and beyond. So I just want to say thank you everyone for like just making this happen. We would not have, have so much content without everyone's support and the people that join into the panel as well. So I do want to give my shout outs if you guys don't mind. I'm sorry, I keep calling you guys. If you ladies don't mind. First, salute to Sir Hill. Thank you, First Lady Tammy, for always leading with structure on the ladies' night. Thank you for Kris the Bloom and Ebony for joining in. Thank you for Marion as well, Mrs. M3. Thank you, Queen Dom. Even though you get emotional sometimes, but we love your fire and passion. Thank you for Miss Luann Love for always bringing in the smoke. You know what I mean. Thank you, Queen. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Queen 2K. I was gonna say 2K22, but I keep forgetting that you don't have the other two. Anyways, thank you, Queen 2K, for your support and bringing in the Queen's heat. And I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chats, but Mr. Ray says 703. That's dope, and so close to a G. Yes, thank you so much. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to Mr. Best in the World. Shout outs to Mr. Hale Speaks again, and shout outs to everybody else. So I'm about to let you guys close out. Don't mind me, but thank you so much.
All righty. So thank you once again for tuning in. Next Saturday will be Queen, and we'll be brunch with Queen Dom and Luann. So you definitely want to tune in for that. And then we will be back the Saturday after that. So every other Saturday we do ladies' night, and then every other Saturday after that, if that makes sense, is the brunch with Queen Dom and Luann. I hope that made sense the way I said it. I hope it did. But other than that, we are done for the night. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.
DJ.